Hello everyone, this is Lisa Ware, Senior Group Leader. It's Tuesday, it's 4:30, and we're going to talk about how to be comfortable prospecting. I think the hardest thing about being a utility warehouse partner is most people are a little bit uncomfortable and embarrassed about actually talking to folk. I think it's one of the biggest things. It's why people don't like picking up the phone. I think it's why people are afraid to walk into a room like business networking and start engaging. And what I'm going to share with you is part of what is going to be in the recruiting training, live training. All right. So you're having a little taster of it. Okay. And we used to do this stuff in years ago. And for some reason, it's kind of, I don't know, it's gone by the by. But I'm going to share with you some very basic stuff that will really help you in your life. Can I just say, what you're about to experience, you can use it anywhere, anytime, any place. Martini. You can do it on the family. You can do it with your kids. Okay. And you'll find that you'll have better relationships because of it. It's something that is really good. And I think we talked about this as well. There is a wonderful chap called Steve Shapiro that might be worth writing down. And he has written a book called Successful Listening, okay, or Listen for Success. And it's a fantastic book. And I think part of the problem of us humans, or I'd say part of being a UW partner, when you first start out, you're so excited, you want to almost verbally diarrhea over everybody. You don't mean to, but you can't wait to tell them how brilliant it is. And the problem is, the enthusiasm can be mistaken for um, that you're selling. All right. And you may not wish to, but this is a phrase you keep hearing me say. Everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold to. And I think we're all part of that. And in the beginning, we're very enthusiastic. And so we literally do verbally diarrhea over everybody. But there is a way to do this, and it can become very comfortable, and it can actually become quite fun. And you can have a lot of fun doing it all. Okay. So I'm going to show you, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat, how to get comfortable, get good at genuinely engaging in good conversations, and how to build the rapport easily by using something called FORM. FORM. And FORM stands for F is for the family and friends. O is for occupation. R is for recreation. And M is all about the message. Now, this don't get this confused with frogs. Frogs is friends and family, recreational, occupational, geographical, same name. That's building a list of names, contacts. This is about engaging in conversation. Excuse me, I'm going to have a drink. Right, here we go. So, engaging in conversation is an art. It's all about listening. Now, that sounds daft, doesn't it? I'm saying engaging in conversation, then I'm saying it's about keeping silent. Now, the word listen is an acronym, an anagram, sorry. And it can be turn the letters around and it also reads silent. And it also, you can rejig them again and it's enlist. So by being silent, by asking questions and being silent, you are gradually enlisting. And in the art of conversation, it's all about using what we call one mouth and two ears in that proportion. And what tends to happen is we tend to do much more of the talking rather than the listening. And that's where it goes wrong. And a study was done many, many years ago. Bit of psychology here. It's really cool. This is paramount. Where this psychologist decided to try out a test, and he jumped on a plane in England and went over to New York. And when he was on the plane, a lady came and sat next to him. And he tested this out. All he did was ask her questions the whole flight through. Now, it's about 11 hours, right? And over the time, he just asked loads of questions and she talked and talked and talked and talked. Anyway, when she got off at New York, she was stopped by one of the flight attendants and said, "How was your flight?" And she said, "Oh, it was wonderful." "Oh, right. Was the food good?" Da, 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 da. And then the question was put, "And who did you have next to you?" And she said, "I had this most incredibly charming and interesting chap. Oh, he was wonderful." And she couldn't stop talking about him. They asked her rather, what did he do? She didn't know. And they asked her lots of questions, and she knew nothing about him. But her perception of him was amazing because basically he took an interest in her. And we talk about be interested, not interesting. And this is part of it. Okay, so you want to listen twice as much as you do speaking, which makes me feel bad at this moment because all I'm doing is speaking to you. I'm sorry, but I've got to pass this knowledge over. All right. It's about asking open questions, not closed. Now, a closed question is when you ask somebody, what did you like the weather? And they will say yes or no. Instead of what do you think about the British? What do you like best about the British weather? And you will get an answer, a positive answer. So this is about ensuring you ask lots of open questions. It's about finding out what's important to them. Now, I'm also going to say to you, you do have to be genuine here. Right? This is not about being fake. This is about genuinely taking an interest in them. All right. And when they say something to you, this is important. Don't start talking about you and what you do. When they tell you something, push it a little bit further, ask a bit more. Now, you do get some people that will say, "Oh, well, surely I come over as being nosy." No, if it's done in the right format, you won't. And actually, if you was interviewing somebody, it's basically what we're about to do now. Okay. It's about focusing on the person, understanding where they're coming from. Do you know, it's amazing how much people will tell you when you listen to them. Yeah. You're basically doing a bit of a fact find of information to see how much their woes, their troubles, what they feel is lacking in their life, and how then you can show them how what we've got here with this opportunity can help them. Okay. So what is the F for? Well, it's for family and friends. Okay, so let's give you an example. Well, actually, I'll give you the example that happened in this gorgeous hotel called the Yateman, this five-star hotel out in Porto. And we'd been out walking all day, my husband and I, and we were absolutely shattered. Porto is nothing but almost vertical drops up, down. Oh my gosh. Like it really is a workout. And we got back shattered, feet hurting, and we went to one of the lovely lounge bars and sat down, and Juan went off for a little while, and there was a lady with her mum next to me, and it was actually her that I got talking to. Now, I say I got talking, but I'm going to say to you, it is all about asking questions. So, what's a good thing to ask, first of all? if you speak to someone. Well, I said to this lady, so where do you come from? Now, if you're abroad, that's the right way, isn't it? You wouldn't probably just say, where do you live? Yeah. Where do you come from? I said. And then I said, oh, so whereabouts is that? And then she went on to describe her whole village, where she lives, and all sorts. She told me loads. I said, oh, have you got any children? Oh, they're all grown up now, she told me. I said, oh, how many kids you got? And she told me. And if you're any good at this, if you're doing it over the phone, what you want to do is start making notes. Now, there is something you can do because there's a lot of information often to take on board, and you need to have this information. This is about gathering information. So, what you could do is possibly, as soon as you've had a conversation, start writing down massively. All right. Um, I would say it was bad to record somebody and they didn't know. I'm quite sure that that's illegal in some way. Yeah. Um, so if they tell you they've got children, how old are they? What ages are they? Yeah. Are they at school? Are they at college? Oh, what are they studying? Yeah. All this stuff. What about another great question? Oh, this will get people talking. What holidays have you had in the last 5 years? Now, the reason I would say 5 years is if you ask somebody, what holidays have you had in the last 6 months? They might say nothing. If you say a year, they may still say nothing. But if you say the last 5 years, you're bound to get a good answer. Oh, which holiday did you like best? Why? Oh, what did you do there? Oh, did you do any trips? Now, why are you bothering with all this? Because you're showing interest, and actually, what's happening is, excuse the expression, you're loosening somebody up and you're getting them going. Okay. Ask them, how about another question? What about what do they like? What things do they like doing for fun? Yeah, that's recreation, isn't it, in a way? Yeah. Do they do any hobbies? Do they do any sports? Are they an armchair person? Armchair sportsman. My dad never did any sports, but my God, he could tell you all about Wimbledon, the tennis, the snooker, football, cricket, rugby. Yeah. So even if somebody seems a close shot, I'm telling you that it's because, do you know what? There is always something you can find, and you want to find this stuff out. Now, what is awful is the big one. This is occupation. Okay. Well, I think it's a general thing. We all tend to ask people, well, what do you do? Or what do you do for a living? Or what do you do for an income? Yeah. How long have they been doing it? Yeah. They might even tell you that their wife is about to be made redundant. It's amazing the things that come up. Are you really happy in your job? You've been doing it a lot of years. Oh, this is the good one to say. Wow. So you've been working for that company, or you've been a teacher. Wow, you've been a teacher 20 years. Oh, you must love it. I tell you what's interesting is how many teachers, dare I say, come back and go, no, I don't. And they start to tell you all their woes. You haven't even started on a negative. All you said was, wow, that must be your passion. I've often asked people, what's your passion? And it is fascinating how many people are in a type of work and actually they're not that happy. It is quite scary. We all assume because somebody, here we are, I started life out, I did a degree in fashion textile design technology, focusing on menswear haute couture. That's so useful for this, isn't it? No, I didn't pursue it. I jacked it all in and I went in the police force. And I'm still not doing that either. I did that for 5 years and jacked it in. Actually, do you know what? I actually think that school doesn't really prepare kids very well. I really do. I think they put so much emphasis on these exams, which is only about feeding them a load of information and then asking them to regurgitate it and remember it. And that's called education. I'm not actually sure that it is. All right. But I think people get thrown into their work and they tend to do something that maybe a teacher kind of guided them. It was like, why did I go into the art? Because it was the thing that I found fun at school, and the teacher took an interest in me because I had what they call talent. Actually, do you know what? It was not something I ever pursued, was it really? So when you're asking questions, don't assume. Do you remember what assume means? It makes an ass of you and me. Don't assume that just because they're doing that, that they're actually happy. Here's a great one. Do you feel valued? Does your boss value you? Does the company value you? What a great question. That's interesting, some of the answers you get back. Do you know that values are the most important things that help people build rapport? If you have the same values, that matters. Yeah. Here's another great question. Is their lifestyle just the way they'd like it to be? Ooh, that one. You'd be amazed the stuff you get back at that. Incredible. Is their boss kind? Is their boss empathetic? Does the company, you know, do they reward them well? Oh, how many teachers, sorry to talk about teachers, but how many teachers have told me there's a lady in my business and she was a teacher for 32 years. She taught geography and physical education. And she couldn't wait to tell me when I met her, which was at a 20K giveaway. It was Win a Mini then. But she couldn't wait to tell me that after 32 years, the headmaster pulled her up on stage on her leaving do, handed her a bouquet of flowers and a plastic carriage clock. She said, I wanted to hit him with both. In 6 months of you doing UW, this is absolutely true. In 6 months, she managed to match what it took her 32 years to get as a pension as a teacher. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Do you think we've got something incredible? Right, so what other kind of things are there? Well, can I just say all this kind of information that you're being given should be restored? Okay, it needs to go into your mind. But as I say, if it's possible, if you're doing it kind of over the phone, to write it all down or write it down as soon as the conversation is finished. You could, you know what, you could put them in your phone and you can add it to their contact, some really vital stuff. It's what we call parking information. Now, look, if you've met someone like I did, that particular lady, I've got loads of information. I'm not going to talk about her because she might come on as a partner. All right. You've got to be careful. You don't hit them immediately with the UW opportunity. All right. That's bad form. Okay. It's that's selling. What it's about is that you possibly there and then is not appropriate at all. Okay. And there's things that you can do. You could say, well, crikey, you've told me so many things here. And from what I know you're on holiday and that, but it sounds like your job's just not floating your boat. Is that right? Or crikey, have you been looking for something else to do? And see what they say. Now, this particular lady said to me that she was looking for an extra part-time income. I said, wow. I said, you're here at the Eight It's 5 stars. I said, you've blown a few quid here. To which she then said to me, no, I haven't. My dear mum's paid for this. Ah, See, you don't have to actually be that overt, that sort of intrusive. It's interesting what some people will tell you. And it was done in a nice way. And then mum joined in. And I said to her, I said, "Do you know what?" I said, you've heard me say this. This is not the time or the place at all. I said, I'm on holiday too and I'm enjoying. I said, actually, I said, I feel really guilty now. I said, because this holiday is all paid for. I said, it's a reward for what I do. She went, never. I said, yes, it is. And I said, I hate to admit this. This is my 33rd free holiday. She went, what? With the same company? I said, yeah. Oh my God, what the heck do you do? Well, you would, wouldn't you? And I said, oh, wow. I said, it's kind of interesting, really. I said, it's quite simple. I said, I show people how to help people reduce their bills back in the UK. And she looked at me, she went, really? I said, yeah. She said, what, are you like one of these kind of, money supermarket people? I said, no, no. I said, no, the company actually, I said, wow. I said, they've got over 80 awards with which? Oh, she said, I know those. I said, yeah. I said, no. I said, they do it all. I said, they do it all simple on a billing platform. And I said, people are just better off. But I said, they really stay for the customer service. But I said, what I love is showing people how they can help people reduce bills. And then you earn this incredible income. And I said, you get these holidays too. She said, oh, I need to know more about that. I said, I tell you what, I said, look, I've got nothing on me, as you would expect. Sorry, that was a lie. I did have some business cards, but I wasn't going to give her a card. That's bad. No, 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 no. I said, I tell you what, I got my phone and I went, I'm going to put the Yateman. That'll be my clue. I said, what's your first name? And she gave it to me. She said, you could have my second name too. I thought, yeah, she's in. And she gave me her mobile. I said, give me a couple of days to get back home. And I said, I'll give you a call. I said, when's the best time I call you? And she said, we're not back for a week. I said, right, I'll make a note of that. But she said, you will call me, won't you? I said, yeah, sure, of course I will. I said, yeah. She said, no, please call me. I said, I tell you what. I said, you've got your phone with you, haven't you? She said, yeah. I said, I'll send you a taster. She said, what's a taster? I said, I'll send you a little video to have a look at. She said, oh, would you do that? I said, yeah. I said, it'll only be a couple of minutes long. And I've done that. I sent her how you earn. And then I also sent her, because I put on the little note, I sent her, um, because I know it's going to sound too good to be true, even though you met me on the holiday, I'm going to send you another one because lots of people think it sounds too good to be true. And that's the other one I sent. And I've had a message back immediately. I'm really interested. Make sure you call me, Lisa. So, what was it? It was F.O.R.M. It was finding out about them, taking a genuine interest, okay, and then kind of listening to these woes and then explaining that you might have something that may be of interest to them to help them with what is their problem. Now, what's happening is instead of selling, you are kind of extracting their information. They are kind of pouring forth and almost telling you, I need, I need, I need, but they're not saying that. And it's a fantastic way of engaging and doing it the right way without verbally diarrheaing over them. Okay, because that we all do it in the early days. Now, here's another one. Supposing it's somebody you've not spoke to for a while, could be an old acquaintance, an old friend from the past, and you kind of bump into each other or you speak to them, and you can sort of do this similar questioning with them. And then if they start moaning, this might be a good thing to say. So, John, you follow up with a call the next day and you say, John, we had a bit of a natter yesterday and you told me X, Y, Z, that this was wrong, that was wrong, and that you might be interested in what I do. She might be asking, were you serious or were you just messing around? That's good, isn't it? Yeah. Because what you want to do is not be chasing anyone. You want to actually with people that are serious. Yeah. So that's a good way to put it. And you can say things like, well, I've got something that I'd like, I'll run it by you. See if it works for you. Yeah. I can show you that in a couple of videos. Now, I'm very biased, and I have to say there's different things you can do, right? I like the WhatsApp videos because you know when somebody's read it. You know whether or not you're there. You can do the old days and say, what are you doing on Thursday night that can't possibly be put off? Now, I have used that phrase so many times that it has become my words. And that's a great way to get them along to a buzz. Now, the only problem I have with that is it's something in the future, it's not immediate. And don't you find that people can get so much of their life get in the way in the meantime? That's the problem with the waiting bit. In the old days, we had no choice. We didn't have all these other formats, but we have now. I think the intermediate format was the DVD. What's it all about? And that was 20 minutes long. Can you believe that people listened, watched for 20 minutes, but they did? People now, I don't know what their attention span is, but I think it is about 2 minutes, probably less actually, in reality. Yeah. So there's all sorts of things that you can do, and you just want to get their attention and you want to deal with it. But there's a big thing here that I've written down. The message that you're going to send is good, but nothing happens unless you follow up. Oh, Mike actually, he whispered the words. The fortune is in the follow up. I can tell you now that there are so many people that miss opportunity because they don't follow up. And that's where your diary comes in handy. It is really important. It might be your calendar on your phone, set an alarm, whatever, but you must follow up. Now, I've got people all the time that are in we call it the funnel. Yeah, people going in and timing is everything. And a great phrase that Wes Linden says is, can I timing's not right, obviously, at the moment. Can I keep in touch with you? Give you a call perhaps in a few months' time. And not many people say no thanks. So I've got people all the time. Now, I'll share one with you because this is real. So, as you probably all know, last year in June, 3rd of June, Juan and I got married at a gorgeous, gorgeous hotel. And we had the wedding reception at the sister part, which was called the Acorn Inn. And the Acorn Inn was run by a lady, and I'm fine to do this. Her name is Natalie. I won't say her second surname, but Natalie. Natalie, with her husband, manages the Acorn. Now, follow up, hear this. She and I have been chatting to each other, obviously before the wedding, about lots of things. We found out that we had a big interest, and that was that I call it she was awake. And we've been sharing each other little notes, and we've kept in touch. Natalie is interested in this because she was so interested that I could afford the venue, all right, and everything that I laid on. But if you think about it, 3rd of June last year, summer season, 5-star hotel, mega busy. Not the time at all. And I've just kept in touch. Every so often, I've sent her a little something and we kept in touch. Then, just before we went away to Porto, I rang her, no answer. So I left a message and said, I'm going to leave you a voice note, Natalie. And my voice note was, I've been thinking about you because, you know, we came back for our first wedding anniversary this year. And to my horror, we found out, she wasn't there, by the way, at this point. We found out that Carnation Hotels, which is part of the chain, is up to the highest bidder. And there's about 8 of them, and they're all over the world. And a lot of the staff are very upset. Natalie, I'm coming back to you because I guess, sadly, that possibly yours and your husband's position as manager of the Acorn could also be taken away unless you decide to stay with the new buyers of the chain. Wow. What did I get back on WhatsApp? Yes, Lisa, you're absolutely right. We need to speak. And now on Thursday morning, I'm meeting up with her. The timing's right. So what I've kind of done is given you a little bit about F.O.R.M and the way to engage with people that you are not coercive, you're not pushy, you're not salespeople. And hopefully that's a little taster of what you're going to experience when you come into the classroom and enjoy recruitment. Guys, unmute. Anybody got any questions about what I've spoken about there? Anyone? Yes, go on, Lindsay.
Just a comment. You said when you met this woman on holiday, you did not give her a business card. Presumably that is so she does not go and do a search for useless wares and find out all sorts of bad stuff about it.
No, actually.
Oh, sorry.
No, actually, that never even crossed my mind. No, the reason I don't give out business cards per se anymore is that I want to be in control because I believe most business cards end up in the bin or get lost in a handbag or somewhere. Now, my business card generally doesn't because it's a fridge magnet. And people seem to love fridge magnets, but that's not it. What Wes Linden told us, possibly now, 12 years ago, was you want to get their details to be in control to follow up. That's what it's all about. All right. That's the reason that you do it. And I have to say, I've never had anyone say to me, no, I'm not giving you my name and number. Oh, and he also taught us a trick. I don't know if I've told you this before. This is clever. So when you're putting their number in your phone, this is so cute. You purposefully say the last digit wrong. Because what happens if they are genuine and they're giving you the right number, they'll correct you.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet stuff, isn't it, that we learn? Yeah. So, guys, I hope that was of use. I hope it was helpful. And I hope to see lots of you, if you can, put aside, do it. Oh, God, dare I say it? Do a sickie and come on Thursday the 10th to Bournemouth Village. Come and have an amazing afternoon, 3 hours of incredible stuff to help you recruit and build your business, because building a team and helping others to earn incredible income is the way to really do this.
Yes.
See you all next week, as ever.
Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.